Isabella.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to our Shiyai Behind the Build. So, Isabella is one of our experts who is preparing the course for us, which is coming soon. I would let Isabella to present herself and tell us what course she's going to do for us about.
Of course. So, hello everyone. Very nice to meet you. My name is Isabella Renzetti. I'm a BI consultant. So, I've plus 10 years experience in the data field. I'm also a trainer. I used to teach, and I'm still teaching some of the some of the most BI tools, most well-known BI tools such as Tableau, Power BI, Alteryx, etc. And recently, I wanted to explore coaching, to explore, let's say, a more human side of the business. So I'm also a certified coach. So helping women to hopefully get more into the data world.
Yeah, totally. I think we just recently discussed with Isabella that a statistic of how many women in the data, right, and how many women in AI is pretty similar, right? I know that Isabella also given a lot of talks about like representations of the women in the data. So tell us a little bit about this, right? I think it's also very important to mention that it's also male dominated in many aspects.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the thing that I share usually when I just tell about my experience is that when I like when I was still a student at university, I studied business administration, and at that time, the courses in data science or data analytics didn't exist.
Yeah.
So actually, it was like a field that was very at the very very beginning. So I I didn't really know what was data analytics. I mean, I knew that companies were starting to talk about data, about the importance of analyzing data to get informations and insights. But also the course I did was probably more traditional in a
Mhm.
sense, like more academic, let's say.
Yeah.
So of course now I think like it's great that there are so many courses available both like at universities
Mhm.
and at the same time also courses like the one provided by CAI in different fields. So of course right now I think like it's way easier to at least understand the topic. And yeah, of course, about representation, absolutely. Like, unfortunately, women are still underrepresented,
Mhm.
even in the data field. Um, Reasons are
As
many.
usual, no?
There are many different factors involved. I will just probably share some of them. Well, of course, data analytics is a more, let's say, scientific field,
Mhm.
so to speak. So I guess that you would be probably more advantage if you studied um, like STEM fields, like so science and technology, engineering, or mathematics. And we know, at least I'm from Italy, but I guess that this is also like a trend that we can see also worldwide. There are not so many probably young girls that approach this this path,
Mhm.
probably because they are just like not encouraged by the families or maybe like also by society. Like there are always like these kind of stereotypes that women are more inclined to more humanistic
Typical.
exactly. So of course, like I guess that this issue comes already from a bit, like probably after school, at university.
Mhm.
And also, like the fact is that for this reason, there are less women who enter into the job market. And especially related to data, related to tech, AI, etc. So of course, like in the team, if no women are, I mean, if there are no women,
Yeah.
also your peers, your managers, don't really imagine having women doing data work. So it's like a bias, right? Because like if there were no women in the past, then it's just like difficult to imagine that also a woman could uh, be like a great
Numbers.
AI expert, for
Yeah.
example. But things are changing, of course. So it's important also to have education, to have courses that that young women, but also more experienced one,
Mhm.
can access to improve their skills and their knowledge.
Do you think with the rise of AI, right, this profession could become also more attractive for women?
Yes, this is a very interesting question, in my opinion, because AI absolutely, I guess that could and will also open more path to women. It will also increase the possibility to get access to learning and to get the skills to get the
Mhm.
knowledge. Okay, I'm interested in this path. How can I do? Like how can I learn more about this? I often use AI to help me guiding into, for example, if I wanted to learn something new, I ask, okay, can you please just give me like a 30 days study plans or 60 days? So I think like it's making tech uh, the tech in general, but also like specific topics more available to the broader public and to women, of course. At the same time, we have to remember that AI is still very, it's still biased because I guess that most of us also in our audience, you probably have heard that if you ask AI, ChatGPT, Gemini to describe a typical image of, for example, a BI analyst, it
Yeah,
will
it's going to be
most
amazing.
it will most likely give you an image
Yeah.
of a guy, probably white, with glasses in a, I don't know, like very bluish studio or office. So you can see that of course AI is trained on models, and these models they still carry
The biases. Yeah.
yeah devices. I mean this is something that we know and that we have to remember and hopefully to overcome.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. I mean, I think biases are always going to be present because, of course, we speak about different kind of biases, right? We have biases like, yeah, gender biases, but we also have biases like a personal one. And anyone who's training the models, they're going to implement, their own point of view. But I agree that I think it gives the advantage in the matter of learning, right? Because maybe some technical stuff can be easily described to you with the help of AI, right? Like, oh, explain me that I'm a 5 years old, so you like feel less, because I feel like all these technical courses are very uh technical, so if like you do not have like background and you want to study, is like so heavy on the words and expressions, and the way it's explaining is so difficult to understand. I think that sometimes it also makes like women or mostly women, right? Like to feel maybe, oh no, I don't get it. I think the same problem we have with AI in general, right? If we talk about understanding AI, right, like machine learning and everything. So the beginner level courses, they are not beginners. So there's like you look at this, like, oh my god, that's difficult.
Exactly. No, I absolutely agree, because also I can say books too, because I remember like back in the days when I was, like um, trying to learn as much as possible about data analytics, data science. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy this book and I hope to get all the information. And then the first chapters were, like introductory chapters, and I was really following. And then from
Then
from
you lost
one
it.
chapter to another, it was just like full of, like technicalities, and I was like, whoa. And of course, like this kind of discouraged me also, because I felt like probably the way of the way that I was learning probably was not really, I mean, something was off, because, of course, I was lacking some knowledge, but then I couldn't really find my way to decrease the gap, like in terms of the knowledge. So I think like it's great now to have, yeah, courses like the one that CII provides, because like we do understand that women, unfortunately, sometimes they are not at the same level in terms of knowledge, because again, as I mentioned before, sometimes there are not as many women that maybe studied STEM, as, I mean, in the same percentage as men, of course. This doesn't mean that you can't actually enter into the market, because like if I think about my former colleagues in the past,
Mhm.
BI and in general data analytics has the great advantage that it's a kind of, I mean, very inclusive in terms of the background. I had colleagues that came from a more mathematical background, but
Mm.
also other from journalism, others from um, art schools.
Oh wow.
So yeah, no, yeah, because like, I mean, data analytics is, I mean, comprehends different areas, from data preparation to data analysis, which are
Mhm.
of course more technical, but also another great part, like a very important part, um, is the one from data visualization. Even data art is now called. So everyone can find their space.
Mm.
Um, at the same time, it's also good to, like to make sure that everyone has, like probably a background, and I mean, not the same background, but like have the same possibility to access to the knowledge if
Yeah.
they want to upskill.
Yeah, I can see it. And yeah, you can see like because like for example, as you mentioned, like data visualization, right, is a very good one for the artist because like it's very important to represent this data that everyone understand it. Because maybe you kind of do data visualization for yourself, but when you present it to the general public, they were like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" Right? And you like as an artist, because you as an artist, you know how to present it. It's very important. So it's nice that you can, as you said, you can find for everyone, right? Like whatever your background is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And okay, so I think on this happy note, because we talk a lot about the education and then like getting into this and how difficult it was, right? So to for you personally also to learn about the data, and now we are kind of facing the same thing with the AI, and I think that's yeah, like really important for us, like to give all of this information, how to use AI in business intelligence in a very comprehensive language, and this is what we're trying to achieve with our courses, right? So now I want you to present to the public your course, what is going to be about. It's not live yet, but it's coming in a couple of weeks, so you're just getting a little bit of sneak peek to what you're going to learn. And also Isabella will show you a little bit like practical tips, give you some practical tips, and show like short demo also that you can learn in the course. But already today, even not taking it, you already come with some practical. So Isabella, I give it to you, the stage.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm just gonna present very, very short presentation about the AI for business intelligence course that will be very soon available. So again, like a few things about me, but I've already introduced myself. So the question that actually I got, and I was still, like I was also asking myself and people I know in the industry, is just like, does BI still matters? And why I'm asking that? Because, so far, at least when I enter into this field, I probably got used to the so-called traditional BI. So I remember that at the time I was using still Excel, which, I mean, it's a fantastic tool, but I mean, and it does a lot. But I remember that when I was using Excel, the organization used Excel for many different reasons, for as a database sometimes, as a data preparation and data cleaning tools, also as a data visualization tool and reporting one. So of course, it was just like probably a different word to what it is now, but that was the so-called traditional BI. Then the market also moved to the self-service BI. So that was when tools such as Tableau, I'm thinking about Power BI, I'm thinking also about data preparation tools such as Alteryx or Nime, Tableau Prep, etc. It's when also these tools, this software gave the possibility also to access the data to the broader public. So of course, like the analysts were the ones responsible for like dealing with the data. So working on the databases, make sure to create schemas, to create views, and then pulling this data and creating, so analyzing the data and also make nice reports. And at the very end, these reports were shared to the broader public. I'm thinking about, for example, Tableau. One of the product of Tableau is a Tableau server that allows different users in the organization to access to the different dashboards, to the different reports. So that's something, the self-service BI, and that was, of course, like a great transition, because like it was probably that time where also other people from different departments, I'm thinking about the product department, the marketing department, sales, and so on, could access the reports, check the data daily, and not just receiving, like some old-fashioned email with the latest KPI. They could really access the reports and also have a stronger collaboration with the business intelligence or the data team, how you want to call the responsible team. Right now, we are witnessing even a greater change in the industry, and we are now seeing how AI is shaping the business intelligence. So I mean, here I put AI Power BI, but there are also different ways to call it. Like maybe now it's called business, I don't know, just different words. But AI powered BI is just like one of them. Intelligence analytics, I mean, different names, but the most important thing to remember is just like we see that AI is entering into the business intelligence world, and it's shaping this industry very much. And coming back to the main question, so does BI still matters? It's a very interesting question because, of course, what we can see is just like the tools are becoming, the BI tools are becoming more advanced, more sophisticated. And one of the also questions that it's a bit provocative, but is the following. So does the role as a business intelligence analyst or a data analyst will still exist in 5 years, or maybe even in less than 5 years, maybe in 2 years? Well, it's not that AI will replace the role itself, but for sure I can imagine that if the analysts, so if the data experts are not keeping the pace in learning what AI is able to provide with the tools, then of course, like they will stay behind the latest trend. So it's very important, especially for those of us who work in the technology industry, to stay always up to date and always be curious, learn more about the latest features, both in AI and in the traditional BI, let's say. Yeah, so again, I've already mentioned how AI is transforming BI. And in the next slide, I will also show the main area in which AI is changing the game. So of course, like AI automates the querying part, the visualization, also the storytelling. There are many different tools. I guess that most of you already or start using that. I'm thinking about ChatGPT. Tableau also introduced Tableau Pulse, Gemini. Each tool is now integrating some AI capabilities inside. So it's very important to be up to date. So again, back to the role. So where does the analyst role fit? So of course, this role will change, will shift probably from also building traditional reports that take manual effort, that take times, to more, let's say, a smart way of doing business intelligence. So to really interpreting insights. So that could be like a very game changing. And then in the next slides, I just wanted to probably highlight some of the macro areas, let's say macro stages of BI with AI. These are, of course, not comprehensive, but I just wanted to give a bit of a outlook. So we know that when we work with data, usually we follow the traditional data life cycle. So we start from, of course, data preparation. What does it mean, data preparation? It means that once we get a data set, 99% of the time, the data set will not be ready to be analyzed, unfortunately. But that's a data analyst everyday job, because a data set could contain typos, could contain null values, missing values, could also be like not in a nice format to be further analyzed by different tools, for example. Sometimes we also have to integrate our original data sets with other data sources. So we have to create some unions, joins, and so on. So that's the data preparation. And so now the AI is also helping us to understanding in which part, which also some little things that we could already modify or implement in the data preparation part. Then, following the data preparation, the analysts, they have to analyze the data, of course. Analyze the data means, of course, finding trends, find patterns, identify, for example, if there's some sort of commonalities, or for example, traditional task could be, I'm thinking about the customer segmentation, so how we can segment our customer base based on their, for example, purchase history. Or another things could be clustering. So again, finding the common things among specific groups. So again, it's a field, so it's an area where AI now plays a big role. Then, of course, data visualization. So right now we can see that AI is able to suggest us which kind of visualization are most, I would say, probably which ones are the most suitable for the specific data fields we are analyzing. So let's imagine that we want to analyze the profit or the sales by specific categories. So we might have some measures, so some quantitative fields, but at the same time we have qualitative fields, such as category, more dimensions, let's say, discrete values. So the AI now is able to tell us and suggest us, okay, so based on the fields that you are trying to analyze, maybe a bar chart would be better instead, for example, of a line chart. So it's providing really guidance to the analyst, and also to other people working in companies or organization that maybe needs to present something. And at the very end, of course, the presentation and the decision-making part, which is equally important. So once we visualize the data, it's important to present it and to, of course, be able to take decision, or putting others, so I'm thinking about managers, C-levels, to put them in a position where they can take decisions. And also here, AI helps with the creation of maybe a very well-structured presentations, accessible and clear also to analyze. The advantages, well, of course, like I'm thinking about time. So saving times, because most of the things, most of the activities that in the past required hours, if not days or even weeks, now it's totally different. I mean, we could create a chart, a visualization, a presentation in minutes, if not seconds. So there's, of course, a big big advantage. I haven't mentioned other, for example, other things such as the querying and the analysis part, because we have to remember that also when we query a data set or a database, usually it required some technical language. I'm thinking about SQL, for example. Right now, the tools are allowing us, so are allowing analysts, but also other people working in different departments to query the databases using natural language. So really asking, okay, can you tell me, for example, what was the amount of sales in the last 3 months, for example. So there's really a big shift between, querying in SQL, NoSQL, and so on. So that required a very technical knowledge. And right now it's also making the querying part more accessible to other people. And another thing that, for example, AI is working with is by providing synthetic data. So what are synthetic data? Synthetic data are like data sets, for example, that are not real, let's say are data sets that are used, for example, when organizations don't have enough data to make predictions, for example, or when they maybe have some missing data and they want to predict these values. They just want to have like an outlook how the next, for example, sales could look like in the near future. So again, many different areas in which AI is entering, specific to the business intelligence world. I will just exit the presentation, and maybe I can show to you some tools for this meeting today. I wanted to use the Tableau since it's one of the probably most common tools that are available right now on the market. Tableau requires a paid license, but at the same time, you can also visit the website and try the product. So here you can see I've also activate a trial. So you have 14 days to try if you're not familiar with the tool. And then I simply use the Superstore data sample. It's a data set that you can also find online for the purpose of this demo. How does it work? Very simple with the drag and drop mechanism. So here I'm in the data preparation part. So Tableau Prep is the tool of Tableau that allows to prepare the data. So how does it work? Well, so first of all, we have a look at the data set. So we can have a preview, a data preview of our data set, but I will just skip this part because it's not the purpose of this presentation. What I wanted to show is how AI is helping us. So I will add a clean step in this flow. So just to make sure that I'm making my data cleaner. And we can see that over here we have like a small button that it says us, well, Tableau recognized that there are 4 recommendations. So these 4 recommendations are the ones that AI is suggesting us. And let's have a look. So in our data set, there's a field which is called, and we can scroll it a bit more to the right and to the left. So we have some field countries. Here we have just one country, United States, and we have cities. So as you can see here, it says, well, a country, it's a string, same as for cities. But at the same time, Tableau Prep asks if we want to change this country field to a country region field. And let's see what it means. So essentially, Tableau is assigning a different data type to this field. I mean, probably here we are not really able to understand the importance of this change, but once we go into the visualization part, it means that Tableau will be able to allocate a specific latitude and longitude to each cities. So that's a big advantage. Okay, so that's a very sneak peek into the data preparation part. I'm just like a bit conscious about the time, so I also wanted to maybe show you how the data analysis and the data visualization parts work. So here I have the same data set. I'm here in Tableau desktop, and here, as you can see, I have the same data set with the cities, countries, United States, and as you can see now, the change I did previously in the data prep are also reflected. I mean, not automatically, because these are 2 different files. I just wanted to prepare for this demo, but like you can make sure to import the same output. So let's have a look. So let's imagine, so first of all, that we want to visualize the sales and the category. So category and sales. And I'm also, like wondering, okay, but what kind of charts can I mean, what's the best chart to represent the sales by category? So one of the tips that Tableau provides us are these kind of visualizations that are available here on the right. It's called Show Me Data. So based on the fields that I'm selecting, Tableau will suggest me which charts is just like the best. So as you can see, each time I'm selecting different ones. So you can see that a white line as a border will appear. So in this case, let's just select, for example, a bar chart, and we can see a bar chart. We can also sort them or even swap rows with columns. So that's a very small one, but let's imagine that I will also do, I will create a traditional, let's say, visualization. So in this case, let's imagine that I want to visualize the sales by order date. So I will drag and drop the sales here, and I want to visualize the sales by weeks. So as you can see, the data set goes from 2014 to 2017. What do I notice in this visualization? Well, there's a peak, very high one here, and I'm just wondering, okay, but like, what happened in this week? Why are the sales so high? So how can I explain that? Well, Tableau gives me the possibility to, with this little bulb, to explain the data. So I'm just gonna click on this, and here you can see that it's integrated this feature inside Tableau, and it just gives me like, like a warning. Hey, like this, the sales were very high. Let's explore. So, what are the reasons why these sales were so high? So, one extreme values, you can see it's more than 22K, and the average it's like way less. So what are the top contributors of this peak? Well, we can analyze the ship mode, for example. We can see that top contributing ship mode is the standard one. So if I want to analyze it further, I can also put the ship mode in the color, and I I do see indeed that this spike is due to the standard class shipping mode. So again, I can explore even further in and have a look here. Okay, but like, what about the top contributors? Is there maybe a subcategory that it's impacting this very high value in the sales? And then I can see it's the machine. So and it's very interesting how Tableau provides me also a quick chart here on the right. So, and again, I can explore further and have a look into also the states, Florida. So I'm already guessing, like, okay, something happened in a specific category, in a specific also subcategory, which was the machine. And then I can see something also happened in Florida. And then you can see I can also dive deeper. I can dig deeper to fully understand, was there, I don't know, like an event? Was there a specific promotions? Or maybe it was just like, maybe an error also could have happened. So I can really try to identify what happened at a specific point in the past. So that's are some of the yes, capabilities that AI offers now into the business intelligence tool. Again, this is a very, very, very quick sneak peek. There are even more advanced functionalities, but again, as I said before, I'm just conscious about time. So I also wanted to double check with Chris, if we could, I mean, if we should also like keep the the remaining minutes for question and answer, or for some get together.
Yeah, I think like everyone, if they have any questions, they can definitely drop the comment in the comments, drop the message in the comments. Yeah, and Isabella definitely gonna answer on these. Meanwhile, while people are taking the courage, to make questions, to think about the questions, I think everything what you show is so valuable, and I really like to see the progress how we come from the Excel, to like having this very quickly visualization and data analysis. I mean, I'm still dreading Excel until like the moment, and even Excel right now made way more easier, right? Because they implemented a lot of like AI features inside. But I think like working with the data, especially if you have a lot, is just something that really really valuable. And as you mentioned in your presentation, saving your time like a lot, which help you to concentrate on the things that matter, which means like actually getting this insight, right? Like as you thought, what happened, right? Why this was a spike in sell, right? Why have we replicated somehow, right? Or what's the reason? So I think this is the most kind of important thing. And yeah, all the people actually can get more detailed, right, overview of how to use these tools, and more in your course, which are coming soon in AI. So then they get a little bit a deeper deep dive into the business intelligence and how to use all of these tools. So w- so what do you like your favorite tool as far as I understood is Tableau, right? So this is the mostly tool that you're using.
Well, so let's say that when I joined sorry, when I joined probably my very first company just after university, um, as I said before, I remember I was still a junior, but the company was using Excel almost for everything. as a database, as a data preparation tool, data analysis, and visualization. And and I even remember that I was creating Visual Basic code to automatize the report and sending the report to the C-level and to the managers. Um, that feels almost like
It was so long time ago, right? In the ancient time, ancient Rome.
yes. No, I mean nothing. I mean nothing against Excel. It is still a great tool, but of course, especially in the last decades, in the last probably 15 years, the market has evolved so much, and the many different tools took the stage. And I remember at that time in that company I was working for. The decision was on Tableau. So that was probably my very first BI tool that I learned, and I invested, of course, a lot of time. It's still now it was acquired already some years ago by Salesforce, so it became like a Salesforce product. But again, like there are many different tools on the market. Power BI. I'm thinking also about smaller ones, but still like very accessible because like they're free to use, like Data Wrapper. I'm also thinking about Flourish. Like there are so many, and each of them has its own pros and cons. So I just wanted to show Tableau because like it's quite well known. It also gives the possibility to experiment a bit with either like the free trial, but also with Tableau Public that allows to share the data in the platform, and also take inspiration from other different users.
Mhm.
Um, if I think about, so that's probably the main analysis, but also data visualization. If I think about the data preparation part, again, there are so many. I mentioned briefly Alteryx. I mentioned Tableau Prep. There's also Nime. Again, many different ones. And also right now, there are tools that originally were created with probably data warehousing idea in mind, but
Mhm.
now evolved as a fully data cloud um, tools. I'm
Mhm.
thinking about Snowflake, for example. So now also Snowflake has many features on AI, on machine learning. So it's a very comprehensive uh, tool, data cloud. It's just like depending on of course, like the role each one has in the company. I'm thinking about data analysts, data engineers,
Yeah.
data scientists, and so on and so on. So I mean, I can't say I have a favorite, but of course, maybe I'm just thinking about my experience and the tools that I've been using the most. And yeah,
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. I think everyone is also like finding their favorite one. The same like
yeah,
with like LLMs, right? So someone likes maybe ChatGPT, someone likes Claude. At the end of the day, it's just like depending also, as you said, of the way you're working with, which kind of like data side you're working with, and the one which you.
exactly.
But do you feel like maybe there is like if we talk about AI features, right? Because you're like try different like tools. Do you think like there is kind of or maybe they're all the same? I don't know. There are more kind of user friendly, let's say, the easier use AI features. When would you say easier to begin with the AI in these tools,
Mm,
if it is possible, or maybe they're the same?
mm.
I don't know.
Well, I guess that probably the answer I'm gonna give is also very similar if someone asks me, okay, if I want to start working with data, where shall I start? I think like it also depends
Mhm.
probably on your probably inclinations, on your interest, on the background. Of course, for the people who don't have like a very technical background,
Mhm.
I mean, what I could say is just like maybe start from the data visualization part. It's also something that it's probably nice to see because you you can experiment a bit with different charts, the colors, and I don't know. It just feels probably more user friendly. Let's
And
say
fun.
exactly. But I think probably one of the most innovative
Mhm.
feature that was introduced in the BI world is the ability to query a database in natural language. So I can also ask, for example, okay, can you tell me the amount of sales in the last semester, for example, and can you compare this with the year before, and can you give me like the year over year difference example? So I'm just using natural language in English, in any other kind of languages, and of course, like this, I mean, has a huge impact because it means that also people who are not familiar with coding can
Mhm.
really get
Yeah.
instant access to different insights. So I think like this is really uh, extremely important to make the organization, the companies in general, and the individuals more data driven itself.
Yeah, because data sounds sometimes scary, So it's nice to make it a little bit friendly, user friendly for the people to work with and yeah, to get like the information insights from it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that was very, I mean, there is no question, so probably everything was very understandable.
Hopefully.
So you explained everything perfectly fine, but yeah, I repeat again that in your course, which is coming soon, the people gonna learn more in detail. They're gonna have step by step. They're gonna learn more tools, so they see how Isabella is using it in her day-to-day life, let's say, right, as a data analyst. So I think. we start to wrap it up a little bit, but I would like to finish it in a kind of a first, to tell, like, what do you think your prediction about AI and business intelligence for the future, right? Like what we can expect, right? Like from them, like how it's developing, right? Like how is like working. So what do you think is next big thing that can happen in business intelligence in terms of AI? And then we finish with one little funny question. But first, let's speak about the future.
Mm. Okay, so for example, about the future, I'm not a fortune teller, or I'm
You
not
can
like,
pretend.
yeah. So of course, like I just have ideas, my feelings about that.
Mhm.
So, well, different areas again. I mean, we know that AI is, of course, not perfect. So, what I can imagine is just like constant improvement in, for example, reducing the so-called hallucinations. So, it's when AI just makes errors and gives us back wrong results. So, I can just imagine like improvements, general improvement. That's already a big thing, because like as we work with data, we want to make sure that we work with reliable data, and not something completely off, for example. um, I mean, right now, human judgment still plays a big role. It's still fundamental, of course, because like we are the end users. So we have to make sure that the data that we work with is reliable. So of course, again, like I don't think AI would. I mean, I hope not. Will fully replace us as individuals, but I mean, what I could expect is that maybe AI would also probably be able to manage um, situations where like there's unpredictability, and provide us with, again, like better results, I guess. And then another big topic is about the bias. So we talk about bias. So we know that and ethics. Ethics is also very important. So right now we know that unfortunately the models, they still contain a lot of biases. So my hope is that in the future we will be able to work with data sets that won't contain so many biases. And why it's important? Well, of course, because of an ethical reason, but we also know that a better data set, so without AI, could also predict and provide us better results. So more, trust. We can trust more the data. Yeah, that's very important.
That's very important, exactly. So hopefully this gonna go in a good direction, right? Rather than the bad. So we are hoping for the brighter future.
Exactly.
In this aspect. Okay,
Exactly.
so I have two things that I want to finish up with. So we are at GI, we're trying to give our AI instructor a nicknames, which is, disclaimer, is ChatGPT generated based on some information what we have about you. That's some like kind of like I provided it. Obviously, no, not something confidential, something that well aware for everyone. I'm not reading anything. So ChatGPT come up me to me with three nicknames for you,
Ah, wow. Okay.
and I want you to use the one which like you feel like it's close to you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So the nickname number one is the data sommelier.
Oh.
Then we have the BI oracle. If you
Mhm.
want to be remember the future.
Okay.
And the last one is the dashboard diva. So,
Okay.
which
Okay.
one you like?
I think like okay, I will skip the sommelier part because I don't drink wine.
Right?
And the second one,
The
I think
Oracle, the BI
the
Oracle.
Oracle. Yeah, I'm not probably
I'm not an
confident
Oracle.
enough to consider myself as an oracle. So we'll go for the third one, like the dashboard divas.
I like it too. I also highlighted for you this month, so we like
Okay.
align on this. And okay, Isabella. So well, if people didn't notice by your surname, well, you are Italian. So as an Italian, so I mean, I know you don't have your favorite BI tool, but maybe you have like the one which you're using the most. Let's say, right? So I want you to think about this tool and tell if it would be an Italian pasta,
Oh,
kind of Italian pasta it would be and why.
that's tricky. So I will probably go with the classic.
Okay.
So spaghetti with tomato sauce and basilicum,
Oh, that's
because
nice.
it's yes, I'm a big fan of uh, basic probably um, data visualization. I mean, I like when I'm a big fan of less is more. So, and I think like this motto, this really applies to different areas in data analytics.
Mhm.
So I guess that probably the simplest pasta that you can have, like, is a very plain one but typical.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of Italians really love it. So I was like, because I have a couple of Italian students, and I was always like, "Oh, what is your favorite pasta?" Well, spaghetti with tomato sauce. So it's just like classics, but never gonna be ruined,
Classic, simple, and yeah,
and always tasty. So
exactly.
fantastic. Well, Isabella, thank you so much, first of all, for your time. Thank you so much for being a part of AI squad now. You are now a dashboard diva, so everyone remember this. Um, we are super excited about your course. We want to know how to work with data better, right? To use AI at full potential to save us the time and also like concentrate on the things that matter. I just remind the people that our subscription is already ready, so they already can sign up, and while they are waiting for the Isabella's course, they can already start learning something new, which is like we have in different areas, starting from the business, right? And just learning the basic skills of AI. So once again, Isabella, thank you so much for your time. It was a
Thank
very
you.
lovely conversation. We learned a lot. I learned a lot now that I don't need to use Excel. That's like fantastic. Excel is always scary. It's like a horror movie, you know? So, and yeah, I'm super excited for your future course.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Likewise. Thank you for the time.